Well, back again for third stream of the Outer Worlds 2. I have, though, done some side missions on that off stream just to clean up Paradise before we head off to Golden Ridge. So that's it. So in the the anticlimactic.
Careful now. Oh, you sure haven't lost any of your boundless energy.
Oh, my system still ain't gotten the memo we're clear of the relay. I'm itching to keep running. We're damn lucky we got out in time, Commander. Real glad you found a way to mitigate the destruction. Without the relay looming over all, maybe the island can finally recover. Lon knows it's seen enough as it is. Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't reckon fanatical is part of their employee code of conduct. And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can pose a real problem to everyone else. But we'll track her down before it comes to a head. Don't you worry. Fine by me. Oh, I see. You're here to gossip. All right, let's hear it. Seems friendly enough, if a mite guarded and a little thick-headed in his view of Auntie's choice. Regardless, I can assure you I'll treat him with the same respect I show you. Though I reckon he's seen his fair share of struggles over the years, no matter how he tries to hide it. Think he ought to ask for help when he needs it. Fine by me. What? Why? I told you I'd watch your back long as you needed me. And unless I miss something, you're gonna need all the help you can get from here on out. Right, exactly. And you know I'm a good shot. If I get underfoot, just say so and I'll make myself scarce. How personal are we talking? If this new graft fails, you mean? Then I keep pushing forward till I can't anymore. You didn't see me when I first got out of surgery and came to Paradise Island. The fact that you and I met at all is a testament to Doc's skill. But suppose if her treatment doesn't stick, then maybe it's my time to go. You can only cheat death so many times. You know that as well as I do. You can't stay put in an active war zone without someone to watch your back. Without my platoon, I figured I'd do better asking for help in an acquired town. Once Doc healed me up, I found work here, made a living, or something like it. My contract switched hands a number of times, and, well, you see how that turned out. Desperation brought me here. Determination made me stay. Then desperation circled back around and inspired me to escape while I could. I owe Doc more than I could say. She helped me without even asking for payment or a favor up front. I never would have thought folk like her existed out here. She reminds me of the folk I had back home in Tauceti. Generous despite everything. The thought gave me comfort when I first sat in her chair, barely able to walk without help. I'd rather not dwell on those moments, if it's all the same to you. What matters is the here and now.
Got Inez moved into Helen's old quarters. I figure, if anyone's unlikely to be vexed by finding fossilized purpleberry crunch in their mattress, it's an Auntie's Choice trooper. You think Helen would approve of us taking on a product pusher? Heard and acknowledged, Commander. Found it, huh? No. You know what? This one's on me. Shouldn't have left a line about... something like that. Truth is, I was getting ready to toss that old thing. Guess I just wanted to listen to it one last time. See if I missed anything other than her waxing about the greater good. I don't know. Some hint of who she really was? Some sign that she could turn into someone who'd betray her own team? Sounds stupid said out loud. You know, I can't really remember what the others sounded like. Helen, Eric, Wade. I've tried recalling their voices, but there's just... nothing. Static. All these years. And the only recording I've managed to preserve is from the one person I'd rather forget. Kind of you to say, Commander. I hope it continues to be true. No, burn it, launch it out the airlock, do whatever you want with it. It means nothing to me now anyway. It was less merger and more hostile takeover. I don't have all the details, but it sounds like Spacer's Choice tried to outmaneuver Anti-Cleo through quasi-legal means and got a hell of a lot more than they bargained for. And now her new brand's been turned into an invasion force bent on conquering the entire system. Funny how life works out. Always up for a little backfence talk, though I'm guessing you don't mean Val. Can't say I know her well enough to have much in the way of an opinion. She seems capable, and shockingly, she hasn't tried to sell me anything yet. She's still got more loyalty to Auntie's Choice than they have to her, but sure thing. I trust you've got particular... Oh yeah? What's needling you? Shit. Knew I was forgetting something. They're all yours if you want them. I had some trouble adjusting in the years after Horizon Point. I was in pain more times than I wasn't. Had trouble sleeping. Those bottles ain't half full, are they? I appreciate the concern, Commander, really, but there's no problem. You have my word. I'm good. Val tell you the same. Besides, I found other ways to cope. Healthier ones. Those are some nice vintages. Or will be, someday. Could even turn into collector's items, depending on how things shake out in Arcadia. Be a crying shame to just space them. Honestly, I'd forgotten I even stashed them in that safe until you mentioned it. When I'm not out there heroically saving the colony, I like to tinker around the ship or work on Val. I exercise. Been considering taking up cross-stitch. What do you think? Just remember you said that the next time I'm puttering around at odd hours making a racket. And thanks. Was there anything else you needed, Commander? Fair point. Guess Horizon Point didn't exactly foster a lasting fellowship, did it? All jesting aside, what's there to tell? Spent the first year getting back up on my feet, literally. Been mostly laying low since then, maintaining my cover. Before the invasion, at least, the Earth Directorate still needed someone to watch the colony, and I had 2 working lamps. Not always. Went a couple of stretches there on low power to avoid detection from Protectorate patrols. I usually shut her down for a few cycles then. The way you're gawping at me right now makes me think I answered that question wrong. I appreciate the concern. Won't lie, had some hard years. Got caught up in a few lost causes, the particulars of which I'd rather not go into now, if it's all the same. I found you. Oh, and Val's been stalling less since I patched her acclimator. Ship doesn't smell anymore. That's about it. Spratwurst. I was trying to teach myself some new skills in the galley. Val got it into her hardware. I needed a hobby. I figured Spratwurst ain't an easy meal to mess up. Well, I learned about 20 ways how not to fix a worst. Like most colonies, good people being ground down from above. A lot of fancy talk from suits about streamlining and quarterly earnings while them on the line barely scrape by. Triangulum's known for churning out freighters, and shipbuilding ain't exactly known for being clean, safe work neither. Especially when corners get cut. Can't remember a time I didn't end the day all banged up, filthy, and smelling like I just crawled out of an exhaust port. You never forget your first time manually flushing a propulsion tank, do you? Funny thing was, I wasn't even an engineer back then. But I wanted to learn, so I paid attention. Too good of attention, as it turned out. I was working late one evening and overheard something I shouldn't have. Some bigwigs exchanging inside information that would have cost the corporation a pretty bit. A day later, I was being accused of corporate espionage. Didn't want to bring any heat down on anyone else, so I went on the run before the first jackboot showed up at my door. Not as worried as I was about what would happen if I was caught. Probably they would have spaced me and called it a day. I was on the run for, I don't even know how long. The days sort of bled into one another. I started losing hope of things ever changing for the better. Then, the Earth Directorate showed up. They liberated Triangulum, pulling me and the rest of the colony out from under the corporate boot. Joining up after that, I could ask you the same thing. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd gone back to my old life instead of becoming an agent. Stayed on Triangulum, become an engineer or something near to it. I knew joining up with the Earth Directorate wasn't going to be a life of low turbulence, but at least it'd have dignity and purpose to it. Not much dignity in having your limbs blown off. Sorry, that was blunt. I'd say you've got cause enough yourself. 10 years lost ain't nothing to sniff at. But back to your initial question, do I regret becoming an agent? Yeah, some days. But then there's days like the one when I found you, and, well, not much to regret there. Only thing I know for sure is my opinion today is colored by more than just the rosy tint of a low-run kid looking up at the stars. Life's not fair. But you buttering me up for a favor? I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking extra shifts cleaning the head. Well then, thanks. Just hope that good opinion of me holds.
Let's see what we're getting ourselves into.
That must be Matriarch's Mercy. Sure think a lot of their royal family, don't they? Oh, damn, what was that? There ain't been active fighting here in I don't even know how long. They got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly until the next tram arrives. Thank you for picking up your personal belongings. We must all work together to keep Golden Ridge beautiful.
This station must have really been something before the war made its home here. If things escalate, might never be something again.
Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid their tram.
No offense to Val, but it's real nice having someone watching my back who ain't in constant need of recalibration. Anyway, sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
Folk were hunkered down here. Wonder how long they held out before. Well, best not to think about it.
206. Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. The fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate? The Order won't...
Incessant muttering to oneself may disturb fellow passengers. Further conduct violations may warrant notification of the Sentinels.
Try it, you doddering rattletrap. Such threats compel me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may
Lest
be
you're
a
bent
sign
on
of a
exploring,
more serious
best we
imbalance.
hoof it over to
Please
Matriarch's
see a
mercy.
curativist
That
before
facade
boarding.
mentioned.
A reminder, makeshift habitations not meeting fundamental standards of structural integrity will be summarily dismantled. Politely.
Please, somebody help us! Anybody, please! Finally, some help. We desperately need aid. My family and I, we was making our way to the mercy camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines. Thank you.
I know it's a trap. I'm gonna kill him.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when. I'm at it. You lot couldn't hit the broadside of a prayer.
Always crap.
Easy peasy. Just move it twice. Beating AUS talking made it so obvious. Well, if we're gonna drown people, we need to come up with something better. The fact that we weren't lightning and they still thought you guys could take us is hilarious. Said it, but I want to come in if they actually get with the bullshit, though.
Think they'll notice if we jump the queue?
Another refugee? Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen... Ah, I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger. I thought the name was self-explanatory. Our seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what? Or when? Unclear. Stay away from it, and, in all probability, you won't have to find out. Safety and probability are incompatible. Eventually, nowhere will be safe, including here. Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
I remember this place before the war. Functioning tramiculars. Peaceful silence of the cannons.
I can't recall the last time this region was silent.
How long are we going to stay here?
That's the order. I'm not in the prediction business.
The grand plan is the predetermined order to the entire universe. We can predict it down to a decimal.
By the law. It's you. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are, a dashing outsider standing before me. Strictly speaking, it isn't. Not yet. But the math is very, very, very good at predicting what is probably most likely extremely possible. In theory. Within a margin of error. Anyway, that is the Seer's business. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Might have time to patch up 1 or 2 patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over... Sensible. Straight to business, then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge? Victor? Yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged data, and that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution. Besides the highly caustic Zeranium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay.
Fascinating. Your fear response must be suffering from some impairment. Likely the result of a traumatic brain injury. I'd have to open you up to be sure.
A generous offer, my friend, but I don't think the agent is interested in exploratory surgeries at the moment. Rift worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Earth Directorate Agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Please convey that fact to whomever. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
Where'd you first come in? Enray Range,
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81%. I haven't any time for...
Only 24.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, new arrivals. Of an independent operative nature, one presumes. Did the abbot assign you to help? Yes. Unfortunately, you are the first to notice. Infrastructure requests from the displaced exceed present resource capacity. The mounting accumulation of prevailing desideratum is regrettably beyond us. Or beyond me, more to the point. I am simply one priority concern stands out. Well, something of a dispute, really. One where my latest near-future prognostics report may provide some guidance. Tell me, what do you know of the exclusion zone? Excuse me, but the intricate dance of the cosmos is anything but shady. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. Surely, but the abbot asked me to be personally responsible for their continued well-being. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. We can't have the voice of the displaced sowing disorder. Will you help us? Will you be our outside mediator, as was foretold? I believe only in the cold, inconvenient mathematics of the cosmos. This will work. It must work. The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. Feel free to speak with the voice of the displaced herself if you aren't already acquainted. Any questions before you get started? I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the order, according to prediction. Many people...
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? What happened to this place? Where do we go now? Another refugee camp?
We're not going anywhere! Not on the base... Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced. That's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import. Though, admittedly, it's a difficult way to make friends. The Order's not exactly fond of me. Rabble-rousing doesn't align with their vision of a perfect universe. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim. Oh, so that's how it is. You're the mediator that was foretold. Am I right? The Order wants us to believe that a catastrophe is coming to the exclusion zone at any second. Why? Because math told them so. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them. People are cramped, injured, sick. The Order needs to do more than command. They need to listen. I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. What does the Administrant want? To shut me up? To discredit me? I don't know what the Administrant's game is, but call me intrigued. Best thing you can do is introduce yourself around camp. See why we need the exclusion zones open.
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere, or could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my folk buried under the rubble, I'd want to know for certain before acting. Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are. I prefer doing my shooting after asking all the pertinent questions. While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If there are any survivors, I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic... Thank you. We should move on, unless you got something for me?
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Hmm? Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention. We offer a wide array. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy. Half the time, we say, now, how can I help you exactly? Ugh, a tourist.
You got business? No? You the fixer lent your aid to Agent Galloway? Don't suppose you got that crawling hibiscus she promised to sneak me, huh? Forget it. You can come in. Hello. You're the one that aided us in availing Sub Rosa of a rather large shipment of Spectrum vodka, yes? Agent Galloway is slightly less trustful than most feral canids, so winning her over speaks volumes of your character. Consequently, I'm pleased to present you purchase access to my fine Feast thine eyes on the merchandise!
Seems like it's been taken out of roll.
You sure do go through ammo, don't you? Not to worry. We can always craft us more.
When I first joined up with you, I figured Milver Street and Carr knew you'd do a good turn for our folk eventually. Thought if I tagged along, it'd be good for my resume or some such. And it seems all of us were right. That relay ain't a threat anymore. But one thing I couldn't quite figure out all this time is what you were getting out of helping us. You're likely right, though I fear it'll only entrench the Protectorate in their hatred for us. Never mind that we came only with good intent. What about you? Things slid into focus for me mighty quick once we got to the relay. You were busy hunting down a fellow agent. And I thought you folk were about duty and camaraderie above all. Were you one of Auntie's? I tell you just to shake the ladder hard while your traitor is climbing up, and enjoy the show when she tumbles down. What recourse do you actually have? So you're out here without a boss, huh? Might not be so bad. Though I'm curious if they'd even see justice done to your traitor. You agents are untouchable, or so the story goes. Ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate myself. You're the first agent I ever met, in fact. But you get things done. I trust you. As for the rest of your organization, can't really say. They hate corporations, I've heard that much. But what about you? You buy into their policy too? Maybe not. But often what I hear comes up true. Look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious about the whole keeping corporations and corrupt governments in check thing. Ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Anyhow, reckon we
Is it me, or has my ankle been squeaking? You can hear it too, right? Must be the damn rotator again. Anyway, need something, Command? Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
haven't seen my landmine supplier, have you? I hope he hasn't blown it. Ah, kill me! And him if he doesn't show soon. What fine contraband might I supply you with this day?
Mhm. I hope they're not with more bad jokes. Because that was just terrible.
We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war. And maybe expand our reach in the beyond that, we've still got folk. It's superb. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the order attempt? Agreed. You do well in.
No time to chinwag. More than a mic this.
Keep your lamps lit. Wherever there's trouble, there's always opportunists willing to profit.
Look, your nose was just a stand. My noggin sure is sore. Ah, I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now. Okay. You ought to.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off.
Oh, two of us?
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of those drones from Auntie's Choice.
Look, I'm not with Auntie anymore. We all have reasons to leave.
Really? What was yours?
Honestly, I don't think it matters anymore. All that matters is we're alive.
I'm back, guys. Let's continue where I left off.
Oh, try not to get too close. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So, I've gotten. Why last week? Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I think sickness. You too.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to? Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
How do you do, stranger? Always. Oh, it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a What? And you think that's me? Listen, friend, a little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional.
Look, this place ain't exactly crawling with experts, and Doc needs all the help he can get. Even if all you do is suture wounds, your services will be invaluable.
Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better make it worth my while. Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve. When you're done, word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory. Fresh being...
Thus, and then we solve for the... apology. Typically, the abbot felt to show how I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for I am according to life outside. See, we have, but if my date, then...
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt. With soup, as with life, the ratio of flavor to spoonful is a... Look, I'm not with Auntie anymore.
What was yours? The meaning of life is in merit, and we are the keepers. Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually... Lately, you are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but, well, yes. Suppose I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic. Oh, as I'm sure you've read, I am single-handedly making a difference here. With constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus, never... Eventually...
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be. Oh yeah, Duarte. He's former aunties like me. He was underneath for a few hours. Or, no, that was before. This time it was Rolo Nath? Happened? Don't have proper building material. Oh, maybe if we intersperse... They're doing... Go on. You take care now. You hear?
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this. The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food. I mean, We ain't gonna give up our cots for what could be the enemy. We're doing what we gotta do to keep our heads on our shoulders. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war. But nothing's ever really free, is it? I went through this myself when Auntie's Choice took over Tau Ceti. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's Mercy. So what is the Order actually gaining by doing this? The thought has crossed my mind. Anyhow, if the appreciate you hearing me out.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order?
Oh! Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection. I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some... Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? All set. First time out, just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters. I mean, if you want an exact estimate or percentage, talk to them. A few times, end of the day, I'm still here, and my co-occupant Ike isn't. So, you did... I don't know...
I could use a break from fighting injustice. Vexing. We're at the mercy of the Order, and the Order is at the mercy of their predictions. Not to insult our gracious...
This ain't the place to go poking your nose in other folks' business. Ow! Oh, my noggin sure is sore.
Don't tell me you're one of those drones from Auntie's Choice.
Easy, friend. All in this together.
You just
Cause trouble, and I will school you, chapter and verse.
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings. Close.
Sorry. I'll try not to...
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Keep your behavior within acceptable parameters.
There's no putting this sprat back into the can.
Oyster is looking pretty good right about now.
Reminds me of Tau Ceti right after the merger.
Welcome.
Had to wait for my number to be called just to get rations and a con. Hope these folk don't have to wait as...
Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Have you spoken to all representatives of the Order? All of the displaced? The Doctor? The questionable types from Sub Rosa? Well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be here, up to my ocular organs and requests. Besides, to put it gently, but with effort, patience, and collaboration. Good. As with probability.
I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report. Both, I suppose that... Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods. None of us, the Department of Predictive Analysis provide after year, of course, predictions have but as we close in on solving the universe, matriarch, why I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area. There's nothing more. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly. If my own humble assertions are not true, regrettably,
Side note, I am frequently asked why isn't 1 a prime number since nothing can divide it other than itself. Wait, you ask? And that should and would be sufficient reason to want them.
The duties of an administrator never end.
Anybody needs me, I'll be right here patiently awaiting you.
Stranger.
What happened to this? What happened to this? Where do we go now? Where do we go now? What happened to this place? Oh, Matriarch's Museum, no safer than the trenches.
This bazaar is the first every spread by calculating the position of every atom in the universe. predict the future, control reality, and ascend the state. Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Fish.
Spy, move!
Help me out!
Trap team ready! All charged up.
Damn, these guys are harder. Ooh, yeah, back it up. We're not going that off.
Walking this off. Stand me back up. Knew you had my back.
laboratory mishap and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
Please call again at a more convenient time.
Hello? Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Wait, you have a writ? From the Abbot? But we don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Métanier. Am I to understand you have orders from the Abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. So, the Abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the Abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's Choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zeranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location. Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. An understandable perspective. I fear I must concur. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders.
Wait, so has it been classified as an accident? Or an attack?
What I'd like to know is why our illustrious seer provided zero warning beforehand.
relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender at...
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Emergency detoxification initiated. What's her name took over? Things have been a mite haywire.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. Low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. But I'm now realizing how little we actually know about her. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from... But I haven't even told you the worst part. How Alva took control. Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. I suppose I'll be in my office.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Varachnid's calycery as slavering when it attacked? How much viscous fluid would you estimate was involved?
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged. Measure that, maybe.
Of course she's hiding something. You think those two exemplars just fell wrong?
Factors that had
They're
on
hardly prone to involuntary self-injury.
Oh, hello. And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire? Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Ah, an Auntie's Choice grafted soldier. You poor dear. And someone else. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. Oh, believe you me, I'd like to know that more than anyone. I am thoroughly unaware how anyone would think me capable of all this. I am a simple, unremarkable factotum, an everyday order initiate, well at ease in her small role within the plan. It's all a mistake, compounded by hearsay, miscommunication, and fault. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Our transport pod leveled outpost opportunity. I immediately realized someone must have bypassed my terminal. I initiated a lockdown to block further tampering. Had I not, additional attacks may have continued. Now, despite a long record of dedicated service, who's being... Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of. Certainly, of course. If you help me uncover who's responsible, I will gladly open this door. Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Investigator?
Records expunged. Please review backup physical records. Where's the physical? That's it from
Yeah.
am I able to get up on? Okay, I have no clue what I'm missing. Unless the physical copy.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Still saying I need to go there, but how can I go there? I'm missing something, I have to be. Okay, so I had to do that book the whole friggin' time. Low
Patrol's back, I hear.
look at all this.
Don't see Auntie's being too dissuaded by them, though.
Our Earth Directorate friend. Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of...
The factor is less accusatory in his questioning than certain others, which I respect. Good manners cost nothing, I always say.
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis. You suspect me somehow? One must keep one's eyes wide open in such times, I suppose. Now, I believe you had an update for Initiate Alva.
You've examined the launch records, yes? What did you find? I'd say they've obviously been altered, dear. Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to affect the falsification. But listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them. There should be ample time for regret later, dear. For now, I'll admit the armchair investigator in me wonders about Proctor Svoboda. Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think? I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
Oh, I'm full of hidden depths, dear, but this isn't the time. Later, I promise. Anything you want to know, from my first science crush to my scientician aptitude test scores. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Where's this one? Oh, all the way out. Outside? Hi there.
Had plenty of managers like Svoboda back on Tau Ceti. Couldn't take responsibility for nothing.
Troublemaker approach.
Pretty nervous right
Yes, Vincent.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
Pardon? Steam account. No, remember I couldn't do it because you weren't 13 yet. Make sure you use an email that you use often.
I see an unfriendly.
Armed and ready. Vitals looking a mite marginal, Commander.
I'm the one you need to worry about. Over here. Free hole in the head.
These things are annoying.
Over here.
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you? Of course. Strange question, but yes. Well, in my professional opinion, looks like someone rerouted some commands from operations. Not sure which ones. Based on the sloppy state it was left in, I'd say they either barely knew what they were doing or were in a rush, or both. I was in my cot doing it. The door was creaky. Well, careful on your way out. Try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
Factor's been in there a while now. Perhaps this conundrum is approaching a solution.
Something about that album doesn't square. And she called me sad. I'm not sad. Just for the record.
Ah, yes. Suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. What else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and, well, as a fellow student of science, you'll be we developed a pharmaceutical primer that... Tremendous. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
Let me guess where we go back in. Yeah, I really think there's... That looks like a good way back, but not a good way forward.
Lay low, Commander! Medics!
back. I see my Zeranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquietude have lessened along with it. With the leak abated, I am fully prepared to be peppered with queries. Now that you mention it, yes, I recall I was worried about one crisis, and my mind was completely occupied by this other crisis nearby. I must admit, I haven't given the attack a single thought since. Not much. Keeps to herself mostly. Or that is entire. You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're I am... This card will... The pharmaceutical...
Always account for standard deviation.
Oh, hello, dear. Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is. Always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take, except perhaps to throw blame elsewhere.
I admit I had the knowledge to cause the leak, but not the authorization. And yes, why would I reroute coordinate command? I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party. So I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a bit. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. Really, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you, dears, to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufacturing button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the
Marisol's fine, thank you, dear. I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda. I cannot be party to this, but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me. Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it.
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything. Before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
Wait, you can't possibly believe this balderdash. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business. Yes, though I was aiming for her face. Little rusty. Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
It would have been nice to perform that search before there was a corpse in the room, but beggars and choosers.
Her terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look. Space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors. The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme. Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here. This whole affair reminded me of the old days. The blood, the secrecy, the calculations and intrigue. Been trying to tell myself I didn't miss it. But in action, I fear, ill suits me. I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I'd propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say? Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it?
Sure, I could use a few ticks off my feet. Leg has been aching a bit. But hey, you need me, you know where to find me. And don't let that one stray outside your peripherals, if you take my meaning.
Excellent. Well then, I am quite ready to leave this place.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here. Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts. May fate and fortune converge.
Well, we've already proven their sabotage, so
Stop it. I wanted to hear any more talking from you.
This unit's arm is...
Look alive, Commander. Combatant observed. Torpificator at ready status. Mitigating patience. Still recharging. Torpification in...
Vitals are in the red, Commander. Vitals critical. Don't become a statistic, Commander.
Recharge as fast as it can, Commander. Pop in that claw. My claw's always crabby.
well, that was a fail.
first higher-order logarithmic differentiation. Cogitate before you agitate. Violence and hostility within Matriarch's Mercy will be met with swift and equivalent action. Some useful guidance for those newly residing in Matriarch's Mercy: avoid leaving personal belongings unattended. Abstain from disposing rubbish and sanitation infrastructure. Remember, chalkboards are for erudition and edification only. Hygienic products are solely intended for bathing use, not fermentation into inebriating intoxicants.
Make Pinnacle meal replacement bars the complete part of your daily meals and of the plan. Designed for optimal nutritional extraction, they also taste acceptable from the Order of the Ascendant. You may think you have tasted a great old-fashioned cocktail, but have you tasted the highest-rated old-fashioned ever created? Now you can, with Asymptote Bourbon, consistently rated the best from the Order of the Ascendant. Leftover Spratwurst, wilted lettuce, spoiled mayonnaise? Don't eat yesterday's sandwich. Instead, enjoy Cultured Banquet, a 100% fabricated meal, the consummation of consumption from the Order of the Ascendant.
Attention order acolytes, perfection now exists in sandwich form. Our scientists have created the perfect BLT sandwich. It is balanced, layered, and tasty. You may cease your search for complete lunchtime fulfillment, for it has arrived. You are welcome.
Okay.
You too can reach the pinnacle of refreshment with Omega Point Tea. Available in standard and recaffeinated versions. A taste this transcendent can only be formulated by the AUS Ascendant.
Fortificator at ready status.
Perhaps it would be advantageous to... No, that won't function optimally. Well, we could. I would think the full dinosaurs would better served the other way around.
I felt like there's supposed to be more to it. But for now, we'll continue on.
My aftermarket parts are prime. Yeah.
Action item, attack!
Armed and ready.
looks like a few made it. Probably could use some help.
Did that blast give me a dunder? Or is some damn stranger walking into my area of operation right after we've been attacked?
You all right, officer? We saw the impact and got over here fast as we could. If there's anything we can...
We can do to part you from your bits while you're desperate? Yeah, I know your type. You go private, but then lurk in the shadows like manta wasps looking to prey on easy marks. You got any reason I oughtn't have you shot? Yeah? Well, what exactly makes you so sure of that? Huh. Interesting. Did he say who he thinks did? Seriously? You expecting me to ring up Auntie and tell her, "Hello, Maeve. You've clearly been out in the Dorado sun for too long." Ah! It just so happens we might be able to trade services. Normally, I wouldn't admit this kind of weakness. It's bad practice. But I'm really in the squeeze, and you might be useful. Lately, my luck's been right miserable. I got enemy sneak attacks. I got grunts murdering each other. I got unsanctioned power struggles. And it all risks reflecting badly on me. You cut down the number of issues that are vexing me, and I'll send you word of peace and harmony up the chain. What's good for me is good for you, see? Quid pro quo. Or, if all that sounds like too much work for you, there are other ways to curry my favor. Make me believe your good intentions. Encourage me to take your side. That bomb that hit us? My contract medicalist over there is literally up to her elbows in it. Her hourly rate is ridiculous, and our damn auto docs have gone on the fritz from the workload. You get her the compression coil she needs to make the auto docs work, and that should cut her billable hours in half, and then I'll send your a message. There's been a murder. Problem is, go find out who done it, and I'll send the message you're asking for. Anyways, now you know that's... So don't...
What in the scrupulous name of profitable deductibles do you think you're doing? Just some kind of rock. Don't suppose you're we need without them. They can't convert raw materials in as many as you can. Auntie dropped extra compression coils in pods from orbit to help our advance, but they landed everywhere. Though I heard some are in the no man's land. Many thanks.
Sounds like these... Like these coils will keep this triage from becoming a morgue. Let's get to scavenging.
No, it's not that. Much sound without some need. There's a nail this thing. see how the rest of doing.
You're back. Please tell me you've had some luck. Lovely. Every coil gets us that much closer to saving these lives. It's a start. Thank you. Please, come back when you found more.
Yeah, but I don't have any money to find them. So what's up here?
Marisol, been thinking. You've been on your own for a great while, trusting no one, always on the move. Don't you get lonely?
Of course, it comes with the trade. And with being a coldly calculating killing machine. I'm assuming you're asking because you too have feelings of isolation.
I'm lonely because I had no other option. You chose this.
True, but with good reason. To be alone is to be efficient and free of any conflicts of interest. Why would I willingly choose to tie one hand behind my back? My former department made its share of mistakes, surely, but there was a feeling we all had, like we were writing the universe. It was rather galvanizing. Feels that way again.
Are you saying that the trajectory of our association has reached the apex of friendship?
This is how the other side lives, hmm? A bit Spartan, even for my taste. Out of harm's way, though. Oh, yes, that's a milestone worth noting. Now I've seen everything.
Honestly, Bradford, I've no notion of how to cool your conniption. Corporate says I'm in charge.
Hey! Hey, stranger! Please, you gotta help me. They're gonna railroad me into a guilty verdict. Then I'll be declogging sewer sediment tanks until I'm dead enough to mulch. Durbin! Oh, that's great! Hell no, I didn't do it. I actually like Chief Cuddy. He was pretty alright for a guy who's angling for executive. He'd get you extra shifts if you asked, and only ding your pay if you really screwed up. And sometimes, if you really had to go, he'd even cover your bog breaks, pro bono. I'd never have hurt the chief, even if you offered to pay me to do it. I don't think nobody killed Cuddy. I was there. That's why they think I did it, and he was fine. Well, he was fine up until he wasn't, and then he just swole up and died. But the way he swole up, it's something Cuddy always said might happen. I know, everyone keeps saying we were eating chow at our post. Cuddy asked me to try his because it tasted funny, but I tried it and it was fine, just like mine. Then he just swole up, turned blue, and died. I made a ruckus, which called everyone in, and all they saw was him dead and me fine. So security it was exactly what Cuddy said would happen if he ate Crabble. He was deathly allergic to Crabble. But we ate Sisty stew, fresh from the can. And ain't no Crabble in Sisty stew. Yup. Cuddy had told everybody about, but that's still gotta be how he died. So, I need you to talk to security off. No, that was days ago, and they tossed out the rest of the stew. So, I don't even know if the docs will still be able to tell it was allergies that did in Cuddy. He will. What's happening? Are you making any progress? Thank you, but please hurry.
Yes, and if you're here as a spy, know that the temporary ceasefire is on tenuous footing. So if you stay, it's likely enemy scrutinization officer Durbin. What does he want with me? Ah, well, in that case, your business is with both my commander and me. But I'm being rude. Allow me to introduce Strategic Ingestment Executive Wojciech, senior-most representative at Fort Endurance. Now you're starting to sound like some of the wagabouts. Executive Wojciech has been part of... It's earned him okay. The executive welcomes you, but would like to know why Scrutinization Officer Durbin sent you here. There's no dispute. Executive Wojciech is in complete charge of the fort. His orders, which I interpret as his junior officer, are executed without question. You may mock. He wouldn't be...
Hey, Commander. It's my professional opinion that we should back away slowly. This guy's craft is either messing with his gray matter, or he's messing with us.
That is exactly what he's doing.
Designer Bradford, you've been warned about disrespecting the chain of...
And you've been reminded, repeatedly, that I'm not under your chain of command. I'm technically under the Mantisaur, but that's got nothing to do with you. I just wanted to make it clear to our newcomer that you are full of shit. You've always been full of shit, and you will always be.
That is quite enough, designer. Yes. Still, executive...
Ugh, not this crabble scat again. There is zero chance you're right. Zero. Yes.
Bradford, how dare you undermine me? I mean, us, like that. Wojciech consents to...
Oh, stop. Even if he... But...
That?
Yes, sir.
We need you to infiltrate the mutated Mantisaur nest, secure a mutated pupa, and bring it to me here. Do that, and I, and Executive Wojciech, shall make sure you are well rewarded for your efforts. Suit yourself.
Well, I hadn't expected to see you again. Have you changed your mind about helping us acquire the pupa? Auntie's Choice has bred Mantisaurs as weapons for decades. They've gone through a number of refinements, but they're functionally the same Mantisaurs we began with. What's more, we have never witnessed them mutate in any meaningful way. Not in our lab. Inundated with Zeranium from the river, the Mantisaurs here have evolved adaptations that have never been documented before. I intend to be the first to do so. Instead, I'll be here.
Well, what have we here? You couldn't look less Auntie's Choice if you tried. So what are you doing in our fort? Durbin sent you? Why? Oh, lovely. And just what is it you think you can do for me? You ain't even carrying a masticating tissue scrutinator. You just gonna guess what manner of poison killed folk? Cute. Adorable, even. I'm so impressed by your wit that I've completely lost any reservations I've had about you helping me. So far as I can there are no other suspects, just Bardot. She swears she's innocent. Yes. Now, I'm waiting for a specialist to affirm my theory. What? How could that be? I made the stew myself and every one of us ate it. What? That's ridiculous. Well, he told... See, he's also some... So most of us just ignored him. What? Unless... So we got this thing. An acidic dematerializer that we use to melt Mantisaur dung. So it don't call in the local wildlife. But it'll actually work on anything. That means if someone used it to melt Cuddy, there would be no body. Which would mean no autopsy. Which would mean no evidence. Which would end the investigation. I'd do it myself, but my boss said she's on her way for a surprise inspection, so I can't leave. But if you go find one and melt the... Well, then she's cleared, of course. No more questions asked. She goes free, you get bits, I get on with my life. Deal? Thank love. Then come back.
damage-prone daredevil. You're getting battered and bruised, brutally battling Auntie's enemies.
What's that? Firing up! Today's battle cry, brought to you by the nutritious punch of...
Suture me up. It would improve your odds.
Okay, so how the fuck am I supposed to get in? If I can't actually walk in there? Is it because... But did I... I'm confused by that.
You ain't got clearance to come this way. One step more and you die. Get you gone. Schedule an appointment if you need to talk to me. How do you eat Purple Berry Crunch? Real warriors eat it right from the box.
You're back. Tell me that means you've got something helpful for me. Next, you go ensure there is no evidence that can allow the investigation to move forward that gets me in. You'll find Cuddy's... You're back. Tell me that means you've got something helpful for me. Next you'll find...
I like all this light action.
You ain't got clearance to come this way. One step more and you die.
All charged up.
Yeah, I don't know how to get past. We'll leave it for later.
You, the getting go-getter. I'm off. Welcome to Bonnie's. We know, and to show my grat.
Let's see what a bribe would cost a bit. That's all I'm doing. Now I'll get more experience not from bribing, but we'll see what the bribe is. If it's a reason to...
Please tell me there's a damn good reason you're back. Wonderful. And with your sincerity assured by the bits in my pocket, I feel absolutely confident in your professed innocence. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a whole mess of hassle I've got to dig myself out from under.
I'm gonna end it there after we talk to Abbott.
Got a bad feel about this line, hon. Don't like being so exposed. Sorry.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to health? By calculating the position of every atom in the universe.
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the monastery?
No updates on my side of things. Anything I can do to assist you? Oh, of course. What would you, apart from providing them sustenance, shelter, and scientific ministry, you mean? Need I remind you, Arcadia is at war. This is what... Alexandra, I haven't the wish to debate you on this any further. Please, let us move on to less controversial topics. Yes, what have you discovered? Oh, you've lessened the load on my mind considerably. Any other updates?
Every scientician yearns to... What cop? The Ruth Bassar is the first among equals.
What happened to this? Where do we go? What happened to this
She will
place?
raise humanity to perfection.
Matriarch's mercy. No reason to read it.
Stranger.
Don't make me call Mapother and Mudge over. They don't like no fighting for free.
You haven't seen my landmine supplier, have? What fine contraband might I supply you with this sap? Might be. If
If you perhaps find yourself over that way, and perhaps make sure that the aforementioned agent hasn't been torn idle
Don't do anything foolish.
Oh, my noggin sure is sore. Oh, my noggin sure is sore.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of those drones from Auntie's Choice.
Easy, friend. All in this together.
You just keep your distance.
Thus, if we compare the rates of dust
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was? Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return? Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Wish. The invaders, the order defecting.
algorithmic dissonance? Don't even like the sound of it. How could something be incalculable?
Well, don't you look
The very idea is preposterous.
There is bread with soup, as with life. The ratio of flavor.
Go on. You take care now. You hear?
Join the order of the ascendants and experience the beauty and elegance of this well-formulated plan.
The grand plan is the predetermined order to the entire universe. We can predict it down to a decimal.
Welcome back. Any luck enlisting help? As a doctor, we don't have... Of course, yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely, since just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all. I can tend to your injuries, provided you have the bit... Many thanks. Right? Since you aren't a rep...
My time is yours, for now.
It's still saying I have not. Do you obviously have help?
My weekly prognostic report hinted at our past
Show your worker
unhealthy
shovel.
interaction.
Can't talk. Calculating an inverse complex sine function in my head.
Speak to Abbot Newell if you've more queries.
Yes. I have, as the you may not have noticed, if I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent.
I hope you bring me good tidings. Exemplary. Our scienticians reported they were most impressed with the thoroughness of your inquiry. The displaced must deeply appreciate your careful consideration. And me, by proxy as well, as your ardent and industrious facilitator. Go speak with the voice of the displaced. I will meet...
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp?
Oh. Administrator Agarwal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
Speaking as a representative of the Order, we will abide by the Mediator's decision, if you do the same.
Agreed.
Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
I understand he is rather short-handed.
Yeah. Someone should get right on that, huh? Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
Do you find this concession acceptable?
I'm not convinced. Resources are one thing. We still need the exclusion zone.
Collapsed. But we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure. More of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty. People are struggling to make do with what they have. If we had the exclusion zone, this wouldn't be a problem.
I'm aghast these structures weren't built following established Order construction guidelines. The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help. Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is... well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe. Speak on, then.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
A bit rude, don't you think? But since this mediation was foretold, I will not dispute your findings.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
Quite right. Rollo's co-occupant might have also supported our warnings, had he heeded them.
I don't know. You ask me, when it comes to these Order predictions, there's a lot of room between a probable and You actually got the Provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
If the Provisioner is booked up, I say redeploy another egghead at the matter.
It's less of an issue of personnel as it is of safety. Contrary to your assumptions, we do care about your collective and individual well-being. By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. Admirable work, Mediator. I suspect that your sympathies lie with the displaced. Unfortunate if true, but I leave the decision in your capable hands.
Finally understand what we're dealing with, huh? For every problem, there's an obtuse, indirect solution.
Regardless of your misgivings, I ask that you follow your reason. Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain, though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe.
Not to worry, Administrant. Here.
What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's mercy of you safe from the churches.
Okay, we cleared up. Right, let's save. And that will be the end of that for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.